hi everybody. We are back with another Monday lesson, and today is part two of minor soloing. We dove into so much last lesson. I really had a good time showing you guys some tools, and today we're just going to continue to build our arsenal. All right. If you have not checked out part one, go back to last week's lesson and check that out. It's a long video, but I guarantee you it's worth it. It's worth it. So many tools, so many ideas, so many methods that you can add to your arsenal to elevate your playing. All right, so let's get right to work. All right, I just want to pick up where we left off last time. I kind of left off talking about the harmonic minor scale, all right, and how we can use that to our advantage. But I kind of talked about how we used it on the one and kind of used it in that sense. All right, also in the video I talked about a minor 2-5-1. So what I'm going to do is just show you how you can use the harmonic minor scale with the five, right? Using like the 5-to-1 thing quite a bit within the C minor wheelhouse that we are in, okay? Which is where we kind of really use the harmonic minor scale, because we got that B natural in there, if you remember, that we can use off of the G dominant to lead us right back to C minor 7. I know I just said a mouthful there. Let's look at our hands really quickly before I demonstrate, just to see what's going on here. Check it out. All right, so like I said, we're in C minor. And if you remember the harmonic minor scale, right? All right, that gives us a minor major 7. But it also is used on the 5, right? Even in that G dominant flat 9. All right, to lead us right back home. All right, so check out this demonstration of how that's used in soloing purposes. All right, so a lot of obvious like 1-5-5-1 moves there, kind of harping off of the 5 for a little bit subliminally to lead us right back home. So some little subtle things you can do, right, to branch out of C minor for a second, but always come back home. Okay, another way you can use that. So let's keep it going. All right, I want to talk about minor 6. All right, it's a sound that doesn't get used too much by our gospel musicians, a lot R&B musicians. If it does, they often don't know what they're doing. Jazzers, all of our jazz friends out there, we see minor 6 a lot, and some of our intermediate to advanced players, we use it often. we see it in tunes like Autumn Leaves and Blue Bossa and other things like that, and we know how to maneuver around it, right? But for our one chord jammers, our rockers, our funkers, our shedders, all of that, we don't use this often. Okay, so let's look at our hands for a second. So as always, C minor 7 is what we have, right? So with C minor 6, all we're doing is exchanging this B flat for an A natural. All right, exchanging B flat for A natural. And of course, in all of its inversions, all right? Use that stuff to your advantage. So of course, I'm going to show you melodically how we use this, but for all my comping friends out there, my guitar players, my keys players, my organist, this is a very nice tool to kind of use behind somebody else's solo to maybe train their ear and guide them a different way as well, right? To add some more texture, to add a different color to what's happening in the moment. So don't think about this just from a melodic standpoint, but use it harmonically as well to your advantage, all right? Check it out. All right, so some obvious moves there. Just really harping on that A natural, trying to use that C minor 6 voicing. Some comping in my left hand, light things there. But it's just a useful tool, all right? So use your ear, dig into that sound, transcribe some minor tunes, some minor solos for people who use that sound just to get some musical ways, right, to utilize that sound, all right? So let's build off of that, all right? Let's look at our hands for a quick second. So we were just here, right? Now, this looks a lot like F dominant 7, right? And the sound is closely related. So melodically, we can use that to our advantage. So just for a second, humor yourself, humor me, while still, keeping C minor in our background. Let's just solo based off of F7 for a second. F dominant, let's use that as our main sound over C minor, and let's just see what kind of sounds we get if we think of that as our starting point. Check this out. Really different, right? Really, really different. So for some of you, it might be a cool sound for you. For some of you, it might not. For some of you, you may want to, develop it more and just train your ear and get used to that option. But it's a really nice tool to pull out of your back pocket, all right, and use in some situations depending on where the moment goes, where your solo goes, right? Really awesome tool there, all right? I also want to expound on that, right? So let's shift our minds to B flat major for a second, just for a brief second, all right? So we got C minor, and we just kind of did F7, played around like that, right? So if you think of B flat, we just did 2-5. We just did a 2-5 move, right? So let's do a 2-5-1. Let's think about 2-5-1 moves in B flat over C minor still, right? And think about what kind of melodic options that takes us. All right, so we're thinking about chord progressions. We're thinking about the key of B flat major, right? We're thinking about 2-5 moves, all right? All of that. How we get from the 2 to the 5, how we get back to the 2, all of that kind of stuff, all right? So let's look at how that's used. Check it out. Another thing, right? It's a tool that we can use. Is it a little bizarre? Absolutely. Absolutely. A little bizarre. Something to get used to, right? Something to train your ear to work on. But again, it is a tool. All right. So let's come down from the craziness just a little bit. I got one more tool for you. All right. That is just something that's a little more palatable, a little easier to use, a little easier to wrap your head around. All right. And that is the idea of sequencing, right? Taking an idea, taking a motif, taking something and just moving it around. You kind of see me do it a little bit in all my demonstrations, based off how I voice my left hand. And you'll see me do this a lot with triads or in the triad six of just, a pure sound, or the triads in terms of like sus things, right? That I spread out and use what's called chordal voicings. Um, when you see me like play three notes, right, but they're really spread out, those are the chordal things, and maybe I'll do a lesson on that later. But you see me just kind of do things based off arpeggiations or a lick that I really like, that I just like to take and move around using the C minor scale and just kind of moving stuff around rhythmically, melodically, just to take the solo a different direction. All right, so this is sequencing. All right, really cool tool that you can use everywhere. Vocalists can use it. Drummers can honestly use this rhythmically, moving around different drums and seeing what kind of tones you get. Sax players, guitar players, all of it. Really cool tool. So check it out. All right, so some different options there just to play around with. All right, so that concludes part two. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I know I kind of dove off on the deep end for a little bit there, just giving you some tools that are kind of far-fetched out, but I did tell you that we'd be charting new territory. All right, so these are all tools to use for your disposal. Is there more stuff out there? Absolutely. All right, so continue to explore, continue to dive, continue to build, continue to grow. All right, and please share your success stories with me. All right, if you come up with some things that you like, tag me in the video, tag me in the post. I love to see how you guys are doing, how you guys are building, how you guys are growing. I want to continue to let you know that we do have merchandise. All right, t-shirts are for sale, $20. Just let me know what you want. will get you so you can start to brand with us, grow with us. All right. Please share this video. Please tag your friends. Please leave a comment on YouTube. It helps the algorithms and all of that stuff. All right. And if there's a topic that you'd like me to discuss, comment, email me, message me, and I will definitely cover it to the best of my ability. All right. So reach out to me. Continue to grow. Happy practicing. Happy transcribing. Happy shedding. All of that. And I will see you next time.